Hello and welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is John Lester, and today we're talking about IoT solutions and all the different things that we can achieve with this great technology in buildings and infrastructure. I'm really lucky to be joined by Yannic Baeuchle, who is the Global Product Manager for IoT devices at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. Yannic, thanks for joining us.
Hey, John. Thanks. Happy to be here.
We're really excited to discuss with you a bit about IoT and all the exciting stuff that's happening in this space. Uh, we like to start at the beginning. So my first question is hopefully an easy one, but maybe it's the hardest one of the day. It's always difficult to know. We're talking about IoT. Can you give us a quick idea? What do we mean when we say IoT in this context?
Yeah, absolutely. There's you say it right. There's so many different explanations for IoT. Everybody has probably his own. And I would say if I have to explain IoT in a few words, IoT, the Internet of Things, I would say it's a network. It's a group of physical devices which can talk to each other directly or via the internet. And I think this is the important part. They can understand each other, and also perform actions together autonomously. And this sounds simple, but eventually, and I think this we'll also see in our discussion today, it has really enormous potential to change and advance our industry.
Yeah, thank you for that because, as you say, there's a lot of different examples, and I'm excited to dig into that last part of how they understand each other and can make decisions and make things happen themselves. And you mentioned the industry. Let's jump straight into that. Today, we're going to talk really a bit more specifically in the context of the building industry. How is IoT happening? How is it affecting the industry already?
Yeah, I think IoT, especially in some of the mega trends of our industry, it already plays a crucial role today. Just to name a few, I think the green building regulations, for example, such as EPBD or the local adaptations as the GEG in Germany, they're forcing building owners to improve the energy efficiency and indoor air quality of their buildings. Also, especially small and mid-sized commercial buildings like schools or kindergartens. And to address this challenge to upgrade these existing buildings, especially also we need smart and easy to deployable solutions without the need for complex commissioning, engineering, installation. And here, IoT solutions are really one answer to address this challenge in scale. Another topic is digitalization and data. So we want to digitalize our buildings, our services. We want to make them more efficient, more effective. We want to run analytics, smart algorithms. And here I think IoT solutions, starting from the single device, which is actually creating the interface to reality, right, as a sensor, which is collecting data like temperature data, or an actuator who is actually moving a part or a valve, for example, in the reality. They are the interface. IoT devices are the interface, the physical interface. The data which we send or receive from them is pre-processed and actually acted on locally from our edge solutions. And of course, also with our Building X cloud service, we are then able to visualize, to analyze, to process, to do big data operations, and eventually also act on with this big data operations all the way back over edge to our IoT devices. And last but not least, all above mentioned, of course, we also want to have it secure. So cybersecurity, it's a big topic, especially for IoT, and also for IP based communication, which really plays a crucial role here. It's a really important part of IoT to make our systems, our solutions, our buildings secure and resilient. Just to name an example, I think here our Kenix IoT solutions, for example, they enable us to really make end-to-end secure communication from device to device or edge or cloud, depending on the customer need.
Yeah, I understand. You mentioned a few outcomes there. Making smaller and simpler buildings more efficient. Leveraging big data capabilities to make decisions, insights, etc. How does IoT really help us address that? How does it make it happen and make it real?
Yeah, maybe let's have a look at one or two examples where I think we can already feel today how IoT is really helping us making the impact already. And the first example which comes to our mind, and we discussed it before, when we want to make our buildings more intelligent, more sustainable. For example, with the help of AI, we need a lot of data. We need a lot of data, and this, especially for existing buildings, means we also have to upgrade our buildings with more devices, with more connected solutions to generate this data, and with more intelligent connected solutions to act on this data. But at the same time, we have the problem of lacking skilled workforce, right? Who can commission all these devices and solutions, who can operate them. So actually, we want to do more building automation, more connected systems, but we have less and less skilled people to actually do it. And here, I think really IoT and one of its core values comes into play. And we named it before. Every IoT device can describe itself, right? And it can also understand the device description of other devices. And this gives us the opportunity as a system, as a solution provider, with the help of mobile apps, that we can enable IoT systems to actually commission themselves. Because I am a sensor, I can explain that I'm a sensor. I can also understand that the other device in the room, it's an actuator. And with this, actually, devices are able to pair, to commission themselves automatically. And this helps us to provide building systems not in a few hours or weeks or months like we are used to it today. We can really commission complete rooms or complete systems in a few minutes. And this is really an absolute change, which we are able to deliver with IoT systems. And it's really significantly reducing commissioning and engineering time. So this, it really helps improving engineering installation, helps simplifying processes like testing, like network setup, like troubleshooting, and eventually enables us to create the systems and the data we need with significantly less workforce. And just one more word there, sorry. If you want to have a glimpse on how we can really do this practically, I would recommend to give you a first glimpse on one of our really nice IoT solutions, and check out the newly launched plug and play automation, where you can see really how this is coming together, and we are making it real with our Siemens products.
Understand. Thanks for the example. I can imagine, because here you're just talking about how the simplicity of commissioning, of deployment, let's call it, enables us to get more data out of buildings, particularly the existing buildings. Does that also help us get down into smaller, simpler buildings and get out there and address some of these sustainability challenges we have in the market?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, those sustainability challenges, right? Just if you look at the EU, 35% of the buildings in the EU, they're more than 50 years old, and 75% of the existing building stock in the EU is basically energy efficient, energy inefficient. And so that's actually for us a huge challenge, right? How can we improve the energy efficiency of existing buildings? And like you said, that does not only mean like large scale office buildings, university or campuses, it does especially mean existing smaller and mid-sized buildings like a typical school or a small office building. And here, IoT and especially wireless IoT devices, I think they play a significant role. So those devices, especially in existing buildings, they're super easy to install. There is no need to open walls. There is no need to run new wires. They're super easy to commission, to integrate into existing or new automation systems. And yeah, that's also, I think, two perfect examples in our Siemens portfolio here are our Kenix IoT devices, which can either be seamlessly integrated, as mentioned before, in the cloud-based plug-and-play automation system. But of course, we also have to look at how can we make this IoT value come true for existing systems. And this we are doing with our wireless room solution, for example, in traditional BACnet systems.
Hey, thanks for the use cases, Yannic. I think I see within those use cases many different benefits all bundled together to give you those solutions, those outcomes. If you were going to summarize some of those benefits for IoT in general, how would you do that?
Yeah, let me name four benefits, four outcomes of IoT solutions. And I would start maybe with the first one. IoT solutions are really enhancing energy efficiency and supporting sustainability of our buildings. The second, I would say, is that IoT solutions are really a scalable solution, starting from small size buildings up to really large buildings or even campuses. Third, IoT solutions are improving the flexibility and responsiveness and really enable to enhance the flexibility of a building, of the use of a building. And fourth, IoT solutions are simplifying operations or simplifying management with really user-friendly workflows and technologies.
A great place to start. Let's dive into each one, and I'll ask you for a bit of detail of what you meant. I think the first one you mentioned was IoT really enhancing energy efficiency and delivering sustainability in a building. Give us an example.
Yeah, so smart buildings with IoT solutions help us to achieve really substantial energy savings. So in typical projects, we are able to achieve often between 30 or up to 50% energy savings with real-time system optimization by at the same time increasing the comfort level for occupants. And this compliance actually with the regulations and the energy savings is then additionally simplified with the streamlined reporting and with monitoring capabilities by our software and cloud solutions, such as the CC or via Building X.
Understand. The second you mentioned was scalability. How does this get delivered by IoT?
Yeah. So IoT solutions are really inherently scalable. So you can start really from a super small building, maybe with a few devices, and you can get it up and running without any complex engineering, installation, commissioning, to really bring a small building in fast and easy way to a cost-effective energy automation solution, for example. But at the same time, with like the powerful mesh technology of some of our IoT solutions, we are able to scale it really from the single room up to multiple floors, large buildings, large campuses, in a really reliable, sustainable, secure way.
Yeah, right. So you can start with one room, one space, one device, but you can scale to thousands.
Exactly. And you can also start maybe with a smaller setup, right? And over time, and I think this is really then also the advantage of IoT. Over time, you can scale it up depending on your needs and maybe also to your budget. And especially also wireless here comes into play again. Um, if you decide to make this upscaling over time, maybe after 2 or 3 or 4 years after the initial installation, you're still it's super easy for you to do, right? You don't need to touch any walls or glasses or whatever. You can just go basically. Yeah.
And I guess that gives you a lot of flexibility with the infrastructure, right? The networking and all these things. You don't have to plan ahead for decades. This is then more easily expandable.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Understands. I'm running through your list here. If I remember correctly, number three was around making buildings more flexible, more responsive to the user's needs.
Yeah, and this is also a little bit relating to the point we discussed before, right? But what we see today is that buildings in their, let's say, in their life, they always they usually transition, right? So maybe you have some tenant changes, and maybe the new tenants wants to utilize the office a little bit different than the tenant before. Maybe you want to change the individual office room to a meeting room where many people can actually work and co-create. And these changes in buildings, in occupant needs, it's really something we see coming more and more. And of course, also here, the scalability we discussed before, and also the easy commissioning and operation of IoT solutions really helps our systems to adapt to the changing tenants' needs. And yeah, I think one typical example for me here is that after the COVID pandemic, right, we had a lot of requests for IAQ in meeting rooms or in hotels, and for us, many customers asked us, "Hey, I want to have really better inner quality in my office. How can I actually achieve it?" And what we then saw actually was that the system is already in place, right? We had our VAV systems already installed, but maybe the sensors were not there or were not at the right place. Maybe we're also not really measuring the inner quality in the room specifically. And this is where we could really then excel with our wireless IoT solutions, right? We placed the wireless sensors at exactly the spot we would need them, hook them up to the existing building management systems, and within no time we could enable our customers to really provide additional values to their employees or to the hotel guests. And yeah, this was really cool for me to see how we can really, yeah, bring this IoT value now really to our customers. And yeah, this was in Europe. This we could do in US, and also we had with our IoT multi-sensor, and we had some very cool projects in the Middle East as well. Even got it certified with some building regulations. So this was really amazing to see. Yeah.
Cool. Maybe just as a quick clarification, when you say IAQ, you mean here indoor air quality. So we're talking about humidity, not just temperature, but humidity, CO2, VOC, and some of the other. topics. I realize now, as I say this, I'm also using more acronyms. So VOC, volatile organic compounds, and some other topics that are all around having good quality air inside the building, which we know has a huge impact on health, on productivity, and the general comfort of people in the building.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump into the last one. You mentioned about, we talked just then about the users, the people in the building doing their work, living, etc. How about the people operating and managing the building? How can IoT support them?
Yeah, I think if you here we can also with our IoT technologies and the user-friendly workflows and tools, we can really help them to more easy operate the building, right? Now it's much more easier to gain an overview over your building, to also deep dive into specific topics like you want to get a KPI maybe for the indoor air quality in your building. And this is something we are now very much more capable to visualize this transparent and to our customers. And on the other hand, um, if you look in really the installation, the commissioning phase, right? Also here with super simplified tools, we are able to help our customers, our installers on a day-to-day basis. A great example for me here is our Quick Config app. So yeah, with this app, we basically got rid of reading extensive manuals on adjusting dip switches manually on our devices. Now, basically, you take your mobile phone with the app. You shortly touch the device. You have automatically all the info on the device. The app guides you through the commissioning installation process with a kind of wizard workflow, and then you touch again, and the device is commissioned. Right, everybody can do it without reading any manual. So, I mean, this is for me another sign that we can really see the power of IoT.
Yeah, and I guess that supports when you have a device that needs to be replaced or shifted. That means those operating and managing the building on site can start to do more things themselves. But it links back to one of the topics you mentioned at the start as well, which was around skilled workforce is shrinking, and there's less time and more complexity within the industry that people need to be able to absorb and manage. So it needs to get simpler to enable that.
Yeah, exactly. And we can, I mean, like you said, you can really see it on every level now, right? We have it on the basic installer level, but also as you mentioned, I mean, if you're now like a facility manager or operating multiple sites, and there also with offerings like ConnectBox, like we are able to kind of suck up all the data from the field and then really store it on our cloud services, present it, summarize it from customers who have offices or branches all over Europe, all over the world, right? And suddenly we are able to super easy bring all this information into one central place and make it accessible from anywhere in the world. And of course, I mean, this is a huge help for our customers to get an overview over the global services. Yeah.
I understand. So we've talked a lot about IoT, what it can do, the outputs, the benefits, a lot of the challenges that IoT can help us solve. Let's spend a minute or two just talking about some of the things we need to be aware of. No technology is perfect, so there are some things that we have to understand and some challenges in the IoT space. Can you give us a bit of an insight here?
Yeah. First things which actually comes to my mind is that many IoT technologies or many core components of IoT technologies, such as KNX IoT, Thread, edge computing, edge apps, software as a service, cloud hosting, LoRaWAN, mobile apps. These are technology which are new to us and also to our customers. And so it takes time, right, to adapt, to explain, to understand. For us, for our customers, it also takes time to fine tune the technologies and offerings that they really perfectly match the application needs. And this for me also means that IoT is not something which kind of appears today and then tomorrow it changes completely the industry. It will take some time to see the full impact of IoT. It will take some time to see taking all these technologies, combining these technologies and taking full effect. But I think that's also kind of a normal process in life and business. And however, for me, it's still amazing to see with which speed the adaptation and the transformation is going on. Yeah,
Understand. Yeah, like, it's also one of those interesting things, as you mentioned, that it, as for an industry like the building industry, adding simplicity also takes a bit of time for us to absorb, right? Because we're used to complexity. So just making something simple doesn't make the whole industry simple, and trying to absorb and acknowledge and understand where things can be faster, easier, and less complex, and how that works with the more traditional parts of the business is always going to be a journey for us.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes I catch myself with that, right? I mean, you like what you're used to, and it's not always easy to adapt to the new stuff. Yeah,
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 absolutely. Yannic, thanks so much. It's been a great conversation. I wanted to finish with a bit of a question, which is a bit more forward-looking, a little bit more theoretical, maybe. And I'm interested in your personal vision. Now, I'm not going to hold you to this. I'm not going to write it down and come back in 5 years and tell you you were wrong. But I'm interested for your insights as what do you think is next? Because everything we've talked about today is really happening. There's offerings, there's solutions out there in the market. This technology is getting deployed in buildings every day. What do you think is going to happen next? If you fast forward to tomorrow, what's going to happen around this IoT space, and what will it help us achieve?
yeah. Yeah, I think today when we focus on IoT, what we are already doing quite well is we are we are creating this kind of seamless interaction from a single IoT device up to the cloud in a single domain, or maybe in a few domains, right? So domain, I mean, for example, lighting and shading, or HVAC, or security, and this we can do very well. However, I think the true value of IoT, and this is where I think really the power of IoT is really immense, is when we can streamline interfaces between multiple domains and then really bring them together, right? And then me as an IoT device, I'm not only understanding the IoT device in my same domain. Actually, me as a group of IoT devices, me as a group of IoT systems can understand other IoT systems. So this means I can really create seamless interaction within multiple domains, like HVAC, like security, like EV charging, like PV, power generation, like heat pumps, like AC coolings, like whatever machines you have in your household or in a commercial building. And I mean, if you imagine this, then really the potential of this technology, it's absolutely immense. And I mean, you can imagine this for only one building, right? That you integrate this within the building. Then of course the building integrates with its environment, right? With the outdoor conditions, with a smart grid, with its users, for example, and also with the other 10,000 houses in the town, and also with the other 100 towns and villages around this town. And then I think, we can really feel, the power, and that we are still at the beginning of this transformation, but also, how the way and the potential is really unbelievable. And by the way, I am super happy that we are approaching this challenge, or maybe let's better say this opportunity, also with our accelerator strategy. So really bringing multiple domains together, and creating the best of it. This is for me really yeah, absolutely amazing thought. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, it's a nice vision, and I think also, like many of the things in this space, a vision that at some point we as a society, as an industry, have to achieve. Right, this is probably not going to be negotiable as we move forward if we want to achieve some of the goals and address the challenges that we have today. Hey, Yannic, thanks so much. We had a great time. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. So thank you so much, and I look forward to having some more discussions with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
And a big thank you to everyone out there who is listening to this episode. Remember to like, share, comment, and also check out some of the previous episodes we've had talking about other topics like IoT and other technological advancements that are happening in the sustainability, in the infrastructure, and the building industry. Until then, keep an eye out for new episodes, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.